I think when people retire at age 65 and they're like doctors or dentists or these really accomplished people, and like they decay within 2 years, you're like, what the fuck happened? Their like brain is mush. I think it's a lack of goals. I think that's all it is. I think we are a goal-oriented species, and I think that is, I think, one of the few things that makes us human, besides the fact that we are featherless bipeds, right? Is that we're goal-oriented. It's that thing of like planning for the future, having ambitions, having goals. So even if you're 65, even if you have a goal that you don't aspire to, or sorry, even that if you don't believe is achievable, I should say, right? So let's say you go, I'm 65, but I want to be the first 70-year-old to ever climb Mount Everest, or I want to become a senator, or I want to become a billionaire. Just some goal is not even like maybe you're even going to accomplish. Having some kind of light at the end of the tunnel is what the point of life is goals, in my opinion. Otherwise, you will rot. And I think that's all midlife crisis is. It's not like you're unhappy or this or this. It's you have no goals. You're in a slog. So never stop having goals. Have a 10-year goal. Have a 5-year goal. What is the height of what you want to accomplish? I think if you have that in mind, you will never be miserable in the true sense of being alive. In my opinion, you will never have a lack of purpose. And in the Smiling Friends pilot, we really tried to hit on that. Like I do believe everything that character says, right? That the sun is going to explode and that we're all going to be dead. I do believe that, but I'm not a nihilist. I really also believe that is what makes life so inherently interesting and fun and like beautiful. Like I love looking at one of my favorite pictures to look at of all time is I don't know if there's a name for it, but it's just a picture of a New York City market from like 1910, and it's a bunch of people looking up at this little camera that's been placed, and there's a bunch of faces looking up into the lens of this camera, and I love looking at that picture because I go, everyone there is dead, and everyone in that image had like a favorite joke, a biggest fear, a most embarrassing moment. Like they all were going, "Fuck." You remember when I was 23 and I drank so much I shit myself and I threw up and I called that guy an asshole? They go every day they wake up they go fuck, but then they also wake up and they go, oh man, I love this woman that is like at this flower shop across the street. But we don't know any of that. It's all lost. And so that's the one right there in the chat. Someone just posted it. Yeah, yeah. That picture. Look, it's just this a bunch of ghosts looking at the camera, and we don't know their names. We don't know anything about them, but they're living in a bubble of time where they view us the same way we view people in 2200, where to people in 2200, we're a bunch of ghosts. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of getting off here, but in saying all of that, it is this view of, we 80 billion people have lived before us, right? 80 billion humans have lived and died. We don't know their names. 80 billion people or more are probably going to live, billions more that we have no idea who exist. We're in a little bubble. We're going to die someday. So, like, set a bunch of goals. What's the little ceiling you want to hit? That's a long-winded way of saying what is the difference of kind of getting off something. It's that. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to view yourself as in 5 years or 10 years? And I know that's a little bit ridiculous. I'm a fucking guy that draws, stupid characters. And I have no purpose to be giving. I'm in no position to be giving anybody advice. But that is kind of the lens that I look at reality from, which is, what do I want to be doing in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years? And what sort of stuff do I want to say? What do I want to do?